Good morning, everybody. Grab your cup of tea and let's get locked in for some morning motivation. We're closing down. It's actually end of week 3 already. Week 3, day 5 with the extra week. Obviously, you're 2 weeks into your training and nutrition plans now, so it's great to see so many of you going great guns. But we do have to keep these videos going, okay? You have to keep watching them, and it's all to do with the subject of today's video, which is PMA, okay? Great book to read as well. One off my shelf is Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude by W. Clement Stone, and also there's a foreword by Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, which is another great book that's in there, okay? So PMA is a phrase we hear thrown around all the time, isn't it? And it's a positive mental attitude. And we need to train that just like we train our bodies, okay? So these first 3 weeks of videos now, dive back into them, go back to week 1 again, re-look at your why, re-look at your self-belief, watch every video in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, as many times as you want until it goes in, okay? Keep making notes, keep listing your negatives, listing your positives, and constantly working on this mindset, okay? Because this mindset is what is going to build a bulletproof life and ensure that you can live a way that you never thought possible, okay? PMA really is, to me, one of the 7 wonders of the world, okay? So I recall from a very young age, and some of you have read parts of my story, you know, constantly being told you're not good enough, you're too thick, you're too small, you're too weak, you're not strong enough, you're not clever enough, you know, he'll never amount to anything. You know, I can still remember people saying it now, okay? And your experience might be either an external one, where it's people saying, well, she'll never lose weight, she'll never stick to that, she'll never leave him, she'll never leave that job. You know, again, it's going back to those people, isn't it, that want to keep you on that level, okay? And they breed the attitude into you, as these people did with me, a failure that can go on to affect you for many years, okay? And this shines through in so many people's health and fat loss journeys, because they start to say things like, oh, it'll never work for me, or, oh, you know, I really need to lose weight, but it just nothing works for me. And it's like, that is an attitude that someone else has inbred in them, okay? This doesn't work or not work, okay? What I do works. The only variable in every situation is the client, and it's getting the client to believe in themselves, getting the client to understand the principles, and getting the client to a level where they're accountable and they can apply them, okay? There isn't, you know, unless you think I'm a really bad coach towards nutrition and training who doesn't know what he's talking about, in which case you should turn that video off and not listen to any more and not even be with me, then you have to understand that the only variable is you. But people won't have told you that before. You've been led into this mindset where you think that some plans work for some people and some work for others, and some people have got different bodies, and some people just get it easy, and some people just get results straight away. It doesn't work like that, okay? 100% doesn't work like that. That's just your experience and the attitude that you've developed through people constantly telling you things like you're not good enough, and that like you'll never lose weight, or it'll never work for you. You know, is another one is, you know, and this is what I'll come on to coaching you guys now. We feel that we're skint and we've got no money, but there's no ways of getting more money. There's no ways more making money. Trust me, when I start to teach you now over these next few videos, there is places to make money every single place you look in this world, okay? You're just walking around with your eyes closed. you're not thinking about what you want to do, you're not thinking about what you want to earn, you're not setting goals, and you're not taking the action necessary to move forward in your life financially, if you want, alongside your fitness goals and your nutrition goals. Okay, you know, there's 100,000 eBay millionaires. Okay, there are cleaners. Okay, is there anyone in this group that can't clean a house? Nope. Is there anyone in this group that can't manage another person? I very much doubt it, as most of you have kids and partners and families and friends. So you can become a millionaire from creating a cleaning company. Loads of women and guys have done this, and if you search it, you will see the stories, you know, millionaires that started from nothing. And it was as simple as that. They cleaned one house, and then they cleaned another house, and then they cleaned another house. And then when they got to cleaning that many houses that they couldn't clean them on their own, they got someone else to start cleaning the houses for them. And they did a good job. And they turned up relentlessly every day, and they took pride in what they were doing. And they went to work every day, and they ended up with multi-million-pound cleaning companies, okay? Any single person in this group can do this. If you can clean a toilet, if you can clean a lounge, then you can do that. But this attitude will have been bred into you that you can't do things, that you're not good enough, and that you'll never make it. And that is the biggest thing about this whole program, whether it's fat loss, finances, anything at all, mental health, that I want to train. I do want to train it. And I want to change it. And that's what I want more than anything in the world. You know, I want to give a massive shout out to Rob Mills, who's watching this, and to Sam Charnley, and to Melanie Schilling, okay? Rob is going back to retrain as an electrician because he wants to leave his job and go self-employed. Sam's gone back to college and is training to be a nurse. Sarah Hardy, sorry. And Melanie's starting her own hypnotherapy business, which she's going to post some stuff up in the group and get people to test. She doesn't know it yet, but she's just found out. So it takes for someone else very often to have that belief in you, for you to have that belief in yourself. And that is what I want more than anyone. And that is what gives me the biggest buzz in the world. I created that belief in them. I started the fire. I gave them the nudge that they needed. And they're now going great guns, as so many of you are in different areas of your life. So if you're not there yet, go back to the first video, start reading about the whys, start reading and writing down your positive actions, your negative actions. Do my actions match my ambition? What exactly is it I want to achieve? And watch your life start to go forward, okay? Because I promise you it will. So PMA, you know, what we need to understand is that a negative attitude will always bring negative results, okay? But it absolutely works the other way. That is the law of attraction. It sounds so simple, and you will often hear somebody say something to you like, you just need to stop thinking so negatively. Like, trust me, I know it's not that easy. So people need to kind of stop saying that. We need to understand that we need to work on it every single day, okay? Being a positive person doesn't mean that you don't have negative thoughts. We all have negative thoughts. It's just about how to control them, okay? And this is the secret to achieving that. Stop worrying about having negative thoughts and stop trying to stop having negative thoughts, okay? You will always have negative thoughts as long as you're alive. I have them every goddamn day, okay? I have thoughts of self-doubt with some of the sales and marketing training I'm doing at the moment. I can't do it. Yesterday I had a complete meltdown because I was having to learn, any web geeks in here, SMTP configuration to basically link my email chain to a new link on a landing page where I'm sending out a a free book to people that I'm working on, and they leave their email, and then their email goes into a mailing list where they start getting emails from me, and this all has to be linked up by all this stuff that I didn't understand, and I completely lost it. Eventually I got through it and did it all, and it was the best feeling in the world when it finally worked. Okay, it's like that feeling when you've smashed your head for 8 hours trying to build a flat pack wardrobe, and it's the worst experience in the world, but when you finally do it and it's finished, you're like, yeah baby, I'm right proud of that. So that was kind of how I felt yesterday, but we digress. These negative thoughts and feelings, when we have them, okay, you can't just go, oh, stop thinking so negatively, Lee. It doesn't work like that, okay? What we need to do is to replace them with positive thoughts, okay? Because thinking that you can't do something will actually stop you from even trying. So every time I hit a wall doing that yesterday, I had to go back onto YouTube, I had to use Google, I had to... Don't anyone ever think they're too good to use Google, by the way, as well. Stop asking people stupid questions when you could quite easily ask them on Google. I don't mean that in an offensive way to anyone at all, but some people think that it's their set kind of role to just constantly, either ask Facebook or ask friends or ask family, or, the quickest way to answer a lot of questions that you have. For instance, what's a high protein snack that I could have in the middle of the afternoon is Google, okay? You don't have to ask me or another coach or another person or anyone and wait for a response and then them send some responses that you're not too keen on, so you're back to the drawing board. Google is the best resource in the world, and I had to use that yesterday. So I then had to use YouTube, I had to work all these things out, but I had to keep going back to walking away and saying, Lee, you can do it. Lee, you can do it. Because my head was going, I'm going to have to put this on Facebook. I'm going to have to contact ClickFunnels support. They're going to take 48 hours to reply. And then I probably won't understand the reply. And I'm going to have to get a web developer in. And I've done all this work to learn how to do it myself. And now I've finally found out after 300 hours into it that I can't actually do it. I'm such a failure. I was having all those feelings, and I had to keep walking away and going, Lee, you can do it. Hundreds of thousands of other people have done it. It's just not going to be easy. You're going to have to spend more time. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board. And I did it, and I felt absolutely, phenomenal afterwards. And that was because I did not have those negative thoughts. I had to just keep forcing the I can'ts out and bring in the back. How can I? I can. There will be a video on YouTube. It might not be the first one I find. I might have to watch 10. I might have to sit here for 4 hours smashing my head against the desk until I do it. But hundreds of people before me have done it, so that means that I can do it, and I don't need to ask for help yet. But I had some dark moments yesterday trying to work that out, okay? But if you allow them to control you, I would have just stopped doing it and quit and thought, I'm just going to go and have to pay thousands to a company to do it because I'm not clever enough, which were the thoughts I was having at some point. And I went back to moments I've had that feeling before and replaced those thoughts, and got there in the end, okay? Because negative thoughts will always lead to no action. This no action because you think you can't then leads to low self-esteem. This leads to lack of confidence. That leads to no self-belief, followed by the all-time, bottom low for me of all of them is then that I don't deserve it. So, yours might be, I can't lose weight whatever I do, so I'm not even going to try, which means I'm going to get fatter, which means my self-esteem goes lower, which means I've got no confidence, I don't believe in myself, and now I think I'm fat and I'm ugly and I don't deserve it anyway, and I just deserve to be this way forever because that's the hand that I've been dealt in life. That's how it can spiral, but it can spiral the other way, okay? And that's what we need to start working on. So every single one of those negatives that comes in needs to be replaced with a positive. Believe that you can achieve any, excuse my language, fucking thing that you want in this world, and you can, okay? Then Once you believe it, you go out and you develop the determination, you develop the discipline, and you develop the resilience that you need to not give up and go and achieve it, okay? Whew! So, other tips for this is think about everything you want as much as possible. Think about what you want to achieve. If you want to make loads of money, think about having loads of money, how it's going to make you feel, how are you going to do it, how are you going to serve the world in order to do that. You know, if you want an amazing body, you need to start thinking about how that body is going to look, what you are going to do in order to get it, and then break it down and then go to work on the plan. Amazing relationships. People don't just fall into amazing relationships, okay? They work on them every single day, just like they work on their businesses and just like they work on their bodies, okay? But, you know, create a vision board. I don't know where mine is. I actually lost it when I left. I don't know where it is, but I used to have a big vision board on my wall. I need to redo it actually. And it had it had a £1 million note in the middle, because one of my goals is to be a millionaire. And it had pictures of Nat and I. It had pictures of me DJing abroad. It had pictures of the studio making music. It had pictures of a villa abroad, which I'd like one day, pictures of a gym that I'd like to run abroad whilst living in my villa one day, whilst being a millionaire. And it also had a home in England, and it had the fitness business, and it had all these different things that I visioned in my life and I wanted to put together, okay? Some of them I've achieved, some of them haven't, but I had it there to look at every single day. So, you know, the more what you think about, you become, okay? What you do, you become. And the more you think about it, the more you want it, and the more you will be able to use it to replace those negative thoughts with positives. But you have to force them out, okay? Got to get rid of those negative thoughts. They will not stop occurring. Just keep pushing them out, you know? Every time a negative comes in, we get a positive and we knock it out of the way. Okay, this negative might come back in and we knock it out again. And that's a constant way to keep working on. But reading books, you know, I mentioned it before, Dan Meredith's How to Be Effing Awesome. Loads of books I've got here, Think and Grow Rich. These are even on top of my audio books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, which is an amazing book. George S. Bunsen, The Richest Man in Babylon. You know, all these things really help, because sometimes it's difficult for you to be surrounded by positive people, isn't it? Like, if your wife's a negative person, or your husband's a negative person, or you've got seriously negative kids, friends and family that do you nothing, realistically, you're not just going to be able to go and get rid of them, are you? But you can surround yourself with people in books, people that have been through the same things as you, people that have got the same goals of you, fitness groups, online groups, listening, stick your headphones in, block everyone else out. And you can surround yourself with positive people, you know, because you need to feed those thoughts, feed the positive thoughts. It's infectious. It's just like laughter. You know, you should be listening to this video now thinking, yeah, like, you know, it's got me fired up. This is what I want to listen to. This is what I want to be around. And then you can create a never-ending circle of support, you know, and it's no, what's the phrase? It's no coincidence. Birds of a feather flock together, don't they? Okay. So it takes time and you need to practice it every day, but eventually it will just become the way you think. You need to find the faith, you need to find the belief, and you just need to keep replacing any form of negative thoughts with a positive one. Think of it 1 for 1. That's all you need to do, 1 for 1, then it's 2 for 1, then it's 3 for 1. All of a sudden, you can't stop thinking positively. You can't stop thinking about what you want to achieve. You can't stop thinking about how to make money. You can't stop thinking about that dream body, and writing down and doing the goddamn action every single day you need to do, day after day after day, to make those things happen, to fulfill your destiny and to live the life that you truly deserve, okay? And I swear down, you will not find a single successful person who has not mastered doing this. You have to replace all negatives with positives. You can't stop the negatives. Just keep replacing. Stop saying I can't. Start saying how can I? And you will start to move forward rapidly. And eventually, when there's so much positivity, the negativity will literally just bounce off of you. Get to work on that today. Have an awesome weekend, and I will see you back bright and early on Monday morning for PMA part 2, when I'm going to go through 30 epic ways to improve your positive mental attitude and continue to build a bulletproof mindset. Massive love, guys. Take care.